Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, Curse of the Vampire Coast, where apparently we are about to have to fight every Chaos Warrior in all of existence. I mean, listen, this will at least give us a little break from fighting Elves and Skaven, right? It looks like most of them are just headed directly to Slaver's Point, which means that we probably need to disengage pretty hard here. My plan was obviously to go and fight Malekith, and I don't particularly want him to take any of this stuff back, but I don't know that we have, like, we're going to lose an awful lot of stuff if we don't do something about these guys. Or sorry, this is Malekith. This is Malekith's busted army over here. This is somebody else? Yeah, some other Dark Elf, whatever. The point is, I had to figure out whether we even have time to fight this army. Okay, what can we do with Burke? Burke could really use a little bit of replenishment time. It looks like that's not actually in the cards for him. So we could make it back to the monoliths with Peggy. Vortex column does not have a garrison structure, so I was trying to get public order under control here. That really sucks, actually. It's super bad. Okay, yeah, she's got to run. I'm going to run her to the monoliths. We're going to run Burke to Vortex column. His army should be just about fully replenished with the friendly settlement replenishment buff, I think. Okay, we won't quite get all those sirens back, but it's close. Yeah, we got to respond to this. I totally was not thinking about chaos spawning again, because we already went through that event. I'm not sure that multiple chaos spawn events are actually, like, an interesting way of implementing this thing, but alright. Let's just deal with it. Get through to the other side, and then get back to what I was doing. I see no reason for Celastra... wait, hold on. What I was about to say is I see no reason for Celastra not to just ride out and murk these dudes. But maybe we should be a little cautious. That is a huge number of hell cannons.
No.
So the hell cannon is a single unit, a single piece artillery unit, but it's also a very good cannon.
No, stop.
I don't know if a single hell cannon is better than 4 mortars, but it's at least in the neighborhood. How do we want to do this? You know what I want to do? I want to bail on Chupiotl entirely. I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to have her back way off. We're going to go back to the Star Tower. Because these guys, some of these guys may just go ashore over here and do some of my work for me. If these guys want to go and fight Skrulk, I think we should absolutely let them do that. And then we can follow along in their wake. Alright, Cat Rains was headed back toward the Shrine of Cain to defend it. It looks like that may not be necessary anymore. I'm actually going to have her get out to sea here, and we're going to try to make for the northern shore, because she might be needed to help defend against all this nonsense. Alright, O'Bones McDonald was in position to defend against Tretch Craventail. Now he must be in position to defend against other Skaven. Cat Rogers could really use another turn of replenishment. Man, I don't know if we have another turn, though. Well, I guess what are they going to do? They're not going to attack Pahuox in a single turn.
Admiral of the fleet.
Yeah, let's make for Swamp Town. I think by going over the water, we can hit Swamp Town this turn.
The seas are my domain.
And I am, in fact, going to have Cat Rogers just chill here.
Where
Do we want to pull anything out of the raised dead pool? I kind of think we're going to hold off a second here. Because we're going to be in Pahuox next turn. Actually, I could even continue. Yeah, let's continue down the road a bit. We'll be in Pahuox next turn. We'll have access to a better raised dead pool.
ready.
Alright, so Cat Rogers is staying put. Lenny Sealegs has been wounded yet again.
On deck.
Viola Drury is...
On my way.
She's going to find something to do. I don't know how she can help up here, but she's going to find something to do. When we get Eve back, she can go treasure hunting or something. Still 2 turns off of a big infusion of gold. We're running things pretty close to the line, economically speaking. I think that's it, though. And we're waiting to see how some of these chaos situations resolve. So, like, the chaos invasion is a lot more interesting in the old world, where it has like a really significant effect on things. Here, I'm just kind of frustrated by it because all it's doing is really slowing us down. Like, we have to fall back and wait until these guys are dead, and then we can go back to what we were doing. Interesting. That army had its lord replaced by Crone Hellebron, and then they attacked us. It's like these chaos waves don't pose any actual threat to me or anything. They're just gonna slow me down. Alright, so these guys might siege Pahuax. Oh no, they went to the High Sentinel. They wanna like actually have at us. Well, game seems to think we're gonna lose this one. I guess I don't really disagree. Yeah, this is a very elite army. Well, the good news is I doubt there will be much left of them by the time we're done. So hopefully O'Bones McDonald will have some easy cleanup. A big part of the problem here is that even though we are consistently beating them, just really outperforming expectations, they are focusing their entire faction's military force on just me. They have nothing else to do. Meanwhile, I can barely... I can't even always spare 2 stacks to fight them. So that's part of why this is going so poorly, is we just, like, we don't have the focus, the resources necessary to really focus on this conflict. Everybody in the world declaring war on me basically on the same turn was a pretty rough occurrence. Alright, so we do have a massive army. They don't have any artillery. So what we want to do here, probably, is set up a nice big line way at the back of the area. Really make them come to us. We want as much time as possible to take advantage of my artillery. They have a doom wheel, they have some big monsters, but mostly they're just gonna have to walk over to us, right? We gotta try to take advantage of that. Stretch out the terrible melee troops. I'm a little bummed out about the fact that we didn't have time to recover the Gallows Giant, because I think it's going to... it being healthy would be really, really helpful here. I'm gonna have... I guess we'll have these pistols like right like that. And then the melee on this side can be stretched out behind them. We're gonna do that, the same thing we always do, where we run through our ranged line. I don't always time it correctly, but that doesn't make it a bad plan. That just means I'm not great at executing. Alright, we have a couple of bloated corpses, and not really a lot of ways to take advantage of them. Unfortunately, we're starting kind of in the open here. Oh, we actually have 4 bloated corpses. Well... yeah, there's nowhere to hide. My entire half of the map has no trees on it. I'm pretty happy about that on the whole, but it does make this a little awkward. And I think we want our deck droppers to be... like, way outside of combat. They don't have a lot of ranged in this army, even less than usual. But they have these Death Globe Bombardiers. Honestly, if we keep the Death Globe Bombardiers away from our troops by spooking them with the bats, that's maybe actually a good use for these. Because they're not going to be able to do any damage here. The enemy has almost nothing that isn't armored. We could have them shoot at the Hell Pit Abominations, which have only some armor and are too horrible to die, apparently. But I don't expect these guys to get almost anything done. Alright, so let's have them just kind of run forward. And honestly, I'm going to do the same thing with the bloated corpses. I'm just going to charge. I am very nervous about trying to keep them anywhere like near my force in reserve, because the enemy's just going to spawn rats under them and blow them up. Also, I didn't actually move my Lord back to a reasonable position. There's no good reason that she should be all the way up there. Let's have her just walk back. Alright, and we'll see about maybe getting some explosions off here. It is certainly the case that not all of these bloated corpses are going to reach the enemy. God, they really are super heavy on armor. Okay, hold up. Oh no, he's gonna get monstered. I bet he does almost no damage to that monster. Now see, this guy has hope. He might get some kills. Alright, straight into those storm vermin. That would be a great thing for you to do. And you... Boy, it will be a shame if you get hit by that doom wheel. Alright, so my plan with these is just shoot something. Oh! Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. Those are dangerous melee troops that don't have a lot of armor. Like one of the very few things that it makes sense to try to shoot here. Alright, we definitely need to focus the mortars on the heavily armored storm vermin incoming. I aim at a, yes, sword and shield group as well. Obviously, these should be in guard mode. Okay. Let's see if we can evade these big monsters. Yeah, because I'm sure he'll do almost no damage to one of the monsters. Here we go. This is perfect. This is going to be really good. And they're backing up, so I'm going to get more than one unit at once. That was really, really useful. Okay, good work, dude. Let's respond to this. Obviously, we have people right here to handle this problem. I don't really want the Colossus to fire into my units. I'm going to actually have it move to a position where they're not in its cone, just so it won't shoot into the middle of my guys. And it's very close to time to trigger the buff. Okay, they've already lost their morale. Reload skill up. Let's do this. We gotta kill as many of them as we can before they get here. Okay, so let's talk about target priority. Plague monks are scary, but the Doom Wheel is a serious problem. The Hell Pit Abominations are serious problems. So, all of the handguns over here that can easily hit that Doom Wheel, I want a little bit of focus. On this side, make sure that people are... Okay. He has walked into our range in the best way we could possibly have asked for. So everybody has real targets. Or Colossus has to wait a minute. Let's try to burn down some of these big targets as quickly as possible. Well, she has to get really close to do that. Yep, I love this. Look at how quickly we're getting this done. Alright, it's definitely time for you guys to start moving in. Since we're going to have to focus so much on the large enemies, we don't have as much time as we often do to fire into the enemies before having our guys move up, which means we're going to lose our line of sight temporarily. But we will get it back. We'll figure it out. Especially on this side where a lot of our units are pistols and can just move through. Or can move while still fighting. Alright, we're going to have a lot of dead zombies by the end of this. No, wait, sorry. You guys have to stay back here. We have to keep one unit of melee back in the artillery, so that they don't just rat bomb my artillery over and over again. Also, this is definitely the moment for buffs. Okay. Well, we can have just these guys turn around and handle this, I think. You guys should start in on those clan rats because hand cannons should actually be very effective against them straight up. And then all of the rifles over here that we're shooting at the Doom Wheel can probably stop. Now you gotta deal with that. And actually, the pistols can be working on him as well. They'll do some damage. This is going to be a tough one. I do not necessarily, by the way, think that the balance of power bar was correct, that we are going to lose this, but I do think it's going to be harsh. We could win, but even a win will be costly. Oh, the Hell Pit Abomination on this side's dead too, so I got to make sure we manually retarget a bunch of these handguns, because there's still some big stuff to fight over here, isn't there? Well, no, I guess they had one wheel and 2 abominations, so we've killed some of the bigger monsters. Yeah, I guess maybe I don't want to manually target just yet, because we don't know what we'll be able to shoot as people form up. No, never mind. We want to shoot. We want to make sure we're shooting at the storm vermin. Also, plague monk sensor bearers. Also, you want to shoot at plague monks. Not too worried about the clan rat spears. You guys should probably see. The plan to hold off the Death Globe Bombardiers by sacrificing our bats to them worked beautifully, by the way. Actually, this is probably what the artillery should be doing. We gotta deal with their ranged, and we're not gonna be able to shoot them with our ranged due to the fact that we need direct line of sight. They are behind everything. Yeah, sure. Just throw the grenades. You're never gonna get them all off if we wait for optimal targets. Let's, we are, however, going to have to do something about these guys. I didn't have enough melee through the middle because I kept the 1 unit of melee back to deal with clan rats. So, what is my plan for that one? We're going to have to do something here. We can have the Colossus. Yeah, alright. Let's have the Colossus move into melee mode real quick. I'm going to back these guys up. My concern is that if I move the deckhands out of the artillery, they will immediately spawn rats in my artillery. No, you gotta probably have to focus on that. Alright, we can do some good damage to these storm vermin. Just get another couple of volleys into them. Yeah, we're getting it done. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to get them to back off before they hit us, though. Oh, my lord is under attack, which is absolutely fine. I gotta remember to keep doing this. Well, I remember to watch her health, but otherwise keep doing that. Okay, the storm vermin are pretty busted up. Whoa. Over here, dog. I mean, I appreciate what you're doing there, but focus up, man. He is doing some fine work. It's like that Hell Pit Abomination is probably toast. I don't have to focus on that. We've driven off this bad unit. The Doom Wheel's thinking about coming back in. Thinking about having my Globadiers just rush these guys. Now, you know what I should do? Well, I was going to say we should have our pistols rush them, because we could shoot them while approaching. But right, the pistols won't deal any damage to them with that amount of armor. What we need to do is engage them in melee so they can't fire back. Hand cannon's got to go up. This is starting pretty well. This is a pretty good beginning for this thing. I may as well start reloading my siege weapons, because there's no way we're going to actually get optimal use out of all of those charges, right? Let's see if I can pull these guys out and have them circle around behind the enemy. And with those storm vermin broken, and these just being clan rats that are already tied up, you know what? I think we need to try to get some focus on those death globes, because those death globes are going to mess us up pretty badly.
Enemy whale!
Hell Pit Abomination's just about dead.
Move, you dogs!
Can you back up?
With haste!
Alright, we're getting some good fire in here. Alright, so I really want you to focus on their lord, but you gotta make sure you have a clean shot for that. Okay, so with the Hell Pit Abomination down, we gotta retarget a little bit. You guys can stay in there. You need to back off if you can. I think we might be able to disengage a little bit. They got some units of pretty weak stuff over here, but then we have these storm vermin to deal with. We should actually be very good at fighting a Doom Wheel. Try to get rid of those clan rats with the hand cannons from behind so that we can free up that unit of melee to do something else. Half damage on both of those. That number needs to be a lot higher. I'm gonna leadership buff and confer the ability to cause terror on one of these units, just desperately trying to get rid of some storm vermin. And the rest of the gunnery mobs, the rifle mobs over here that were facing inward, need to turn and be ready to shoot at something. Actually, there's a fair amount of front here that is exposed, where we just don't have enough guys to actually be blocking. Well, you can probably shoot at this unit of halberd storm vermin. That should be a visible target for us. Okay. And as soon as we've cleared out these units, even just gotten them to run for a while, we can refocus the gallows giant on shooting into the giant melee, which is definitely what I would rather he be doing right now.
He got to kill!
Okay, straight up Lord Duel. We did in fact kill the Doom Wheel. It had like no health left. Yeah, clan rats don't take so good to being shotgunned in the back, it looks like. We're actually totally kicking their lord's ass in straight melee. Cat Rains is apparently a better fighter than I gave her credit for, although right as I say that, she ends up on her ass. Alright, she's beating that dude and she's got magic. She was beating him with just melee, but also she gets to cheat because she has magic. Alright, melee mode off. Make them pay! Getting some good fight. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Them all grouped up like that. If we can burn out their lord real quickly here.
Flee, Admiral!
I'll let him get away. Oh, never mind. Their whole army gave up. The whole reason I didn't want to let him get away was I wanted to make sure that he died so we could get that good morale effect. But okay, end the battle. I do not want to, like... If he's willing to run away at low health, I don't want to kill him. Because if we have to fight this army again, I want them to start with a low health lord so that we can kill him early in the battle and get that big negative morale effect. That actually went better than I thought it was going to. Like I said, I thought we weren't necessarily going to lose that one. I definitely thought there was a chance. But this was like a really clean victory. We only lost a couple units of deckhands, obviously, of course, all the bloated corpses died. But this bloated corpse killed 83 storm vermin on his way out, which is awesome. Just amazing. So with that, I believe we have broken another push from Clan Pestilence. I expect there will be yet another in the very, very near future. Ooh, I definitely want 2,000 extra gold. Give me that. Alright, the walls of the floating pyramid have been damaged, so if they attack this settlement right now, first of all, they'll be able to initiate an attack immediately without needing the siege attacker trait, which does not matter at all, because every army at this point has the siege attacker trait. But they also will find that there are a bunch of big holes in the wall that you can just walk units through on the actual battle map. I believe there's nothing we can do about that. The walls will just get repaired over the next several turns. There's nothing I can do to speed it up. I don't think it, like, damages the garrison building or anything. That said, I'd be a lot more worried about that if we hadn't just, like, completely shattered their force in the area. Cetra is back. He has some feelings about the continued existence of my faction. I mean, we'll kill him again. We killed him last time. It wasn't really very difficult. Apparently this is going to be a problem for us for the rest of the game. Just periodic invasions from overseas Khemri. Means that it's not super safe to keep the East Coast unguarded, although once I'm rid of my enemies down here, maybe I don't even care. The settlements along the East Coast don't have, like, any particular value. But if the Khemri established a beachhead over here, then it would be so much easier for them to continue fighting us. Yeah, alright, we should probably make sure we wall up all of the settlements along the seaboard and post an army somewhere. Not really a problem to worry about right this second, I suppose. We still haven't seen any of the chaos stuff act, and that's what our real concern needs to be. So what I was saying earlier is, like, the chaos invasion over in the east, where they come through and they kill Kislev and then they're, like, all over the place. It poses some kind of actual sort of existential threat. Like, there's danger there, and they do really shake things up. Over here, they're not going to do anything except, you know, burn a couple of settlements and then die. I don't know. This seems like more of a waste of my time than a thing that I'm interested in dealing with. Alright, actually, a lot of them are headed up toward Karen Kar. I don't know if they're going to Karen Kar, if they're trying to go past. And here, let's hope that very few of them are focused on me. This would be a really good time for them to pose a serious threat to some Skaven. Nope, they are all headed toward me. Actually, all of them. Well, what am I going to do here? Probably what I'm going to do here is kill Cetra and then go to the Star Tower, right? Wow. Look at this army. It's almost entirely archer chariots. But why, though? Also, a lot of catapults. Alright, well. This will be strange. Alright, so let's just knock him out real quick, and then we'll go and camp up. I was not really too worried about them burning Chupiatl, but it looks like they have no interest in it anyway. It also kind of looks like they're not even really headed toward the Star Tower. It looks like they're going toward the area just north of that. Which would primarily be a problem for the Vampire Coast, not really beneficial to me. These things have 380 range. What we need is for their units to commit somewhat so that Robert and a unit of summoned knights can ride forward and destroy their catapults. Alright, I think what we want to do here is set up at such a range that the Queen Bess is the only piece of artillery that has the ability to actually shoot. And take advantage of height a little bit here. So in this position, the Queen Bess's range, yes, does hit their melee. So they're going to have to either back out or walk forward. And given what we know about the AI, I assume they will just walk forward. You know what, though? We actually need to be a little further forward, because I don't want to be in a position where their catapults can shoot my ranged, but I can't shoot them with my mortars. We have to actually be like this. And then I assume Celestra cannot be hidden by trees, because she is truly massive on that crab. Robert, on the other hand, can definitely hide. We could just hide sirens and stuff around here because we know they can't shoot us with their artillery. until they can actually see us. But if I do it like this, then they probably will stop rolling their artillery forward as soon as they have that shot. Sirens are fast enough that they can rush in. Alright. So yeah, we have to get them to walk forward enough. We have to get all of their non-artillery units to walk forward enough that I can ride on their artillery pretty safely. Oh, also, I'm going to shoot a bunch of stuff at their artillery, since we have cannons and whatnot. Alright, they're definitely going to cause some damage. Our Necrofex Colossus has the same range. And so, in theory, should be able to shoot at them. I don't know how effective he's going to be. I do like the Queen best focusing on the artillery, though. I'll tell you what, she's not going to be very good against chariots. That's not really our artillery strong suit. For the most part, we just have to wait, though, for them to get close, which is a shame when we're talking about this amount of artillery. You know what? I'm going to have Robert ride now. What am I afraid of? Archer chariots? I do want to try to get around them, though, ideally. Actually, does Cetra... Cetra totally has magic damage. Never mind, I don't want to do this. He does not corner as well as Robert does, so we can use that to our advantage a little bit. Alright, we have started firing. Huh. Yeah? You thought this was what I ordered you to do? Well, that sucks, because that's extremely not what he was supposed to be doing. Okay, I guess it's time to summon up some units. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I assumed he would do the thing I told him to do rather than some other thing that's completely insane. So I guess that's on me. Sirens aren't going to be particularly good at fighting Setrock because of the magic damage, but we can turn some of these guys around. Robert won't just like straight lose to him, but Robert does have about half of his health, so I am worried about that. Yeah, this sucks. He's just going to get all up in my sirens. Well, why don't we have one unit of sirens try to tie him up, and the others try to move up around the side and see if we can intercept some of the other chariots? The good news is the Necrofex Colossus has a lot of retreat cover. You guys try to receive that charge. Crabs just get in there. Crabs do crab stuff. Yeah, the summoned knights, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if the summoned knights are actually going to be able to attack the artillery the way we wanted them to. Alright, now that he's not only focusing on you, get in there and kill him. Well, these are archer chariots, that's right. They're not just going to charge us. Fortunately, archer chariots are pretty low yield in terms of damage. Basically, my plan here is mostly about... Oh, hold on. Time to refire all the cannons. My plan here is mostly about disruption, but maybe we'd be better off just running the depth guard back behind the line. They have done considerable damage to the Queen Bess by, like, completely hard focusing. Alright, Cetra's dead. We almost lost a unit of Sirens. I'm going to have these guys fall back behind the line for now. It'd be really cool if we didn't lose a super high veterancy group of Sirens. And I'm going to have the Sirens just run this way, because there's nothing else for them to do. They certainly aren't going to be able to fight anything. Oh, a Bone Giant. Bone Giants also have huge bows. Okay, I thought Bone Giants were, like, more classical giant-type enemies. Didn't realize they were also artillery. Yeah, you know what? This disruption, the disruption that we're going to be able to get out of this is not worth it. Just fall back and try to engage in normal combat. Lustra also is not going to be at her best here, facing an enemy force that is entirely made out of things that are too fast. But what we can do with her... Actually, no, we kind of just have to pull everybody back, right? The gun line is the thing that wins us the battle. I'm going to have these 2 units of Sirens try to rush the artillery. And we might try to do the same with the units of Summoned Knights. Can you guys break off what you're doing now? They don't have a lot of summon time left, unfortunately. Now, her army, of course, will replenish almost immediately, which is good, because she's going to need to, what with all the Chaos dudes. I guess Robert can ride out, too. Now that Cetra's dead, there's not a lot of stuff that's a threat to Robert anymore. So Robert can ride out, too. We gotta cut down some of their artillery. The fact that they are actually able to outshoot us at this range is a real problem for me. We actually probably have to walk the gun line up, don't we? Yeah, I think so. Alright. Let us advance on them. I was thinking, like, oh, we'll just have all the catapults. We'll make all the chariots come back to us. But I can't do that. I have to go forward because they're going to outshoot me at super long range. Okay, they got their free unit of Ushabti. They got it right on top of my summoned cavalry, right as my summoned cavalry stopped existing. So that's pretty good for us. That's going to waste some of their time. Those summoned Ushabti crumble really quickly. So yeah, Celestra just rides forward. I'm going to get the other unit of crabs out, I guess. But she's going deep. She's going to go fight that bone giant. Crabs are here for distractions. Alright, we need to focus the gun line. What else is in here right now? Oh, that's the depth guard. Yeah, okay. Don't need to grab the depth guard. You all want to focus on that chariot. While the other half of the gun line focuses on that chariot. We gotta just burn these chariots down real fast. Unfortunately, the Oh, hey, Robert. Get a little distracted there, buddy? I probably didn't actually give him proper orders.
Write them down.
You can go finish these dudes off. Now, Celestra did have real orders. She's just getting distracted. She has knights to summon. Getting these great bows. Okay, we're getting there. We're figuring it out. I had to change up my style a little bit here. They came at us with a force that's actually good against us. They adjusted the strategy. I was laughing about, like, look at all these ridiculous chariot units, but no, I think he made a good call here. Well, okay, I don't want to go too far. I don't think archer chariots were the right way to do this, but I think the idea of an army that's almost entirely cavalry and artillery, that's probably the best thing to defeat Silostra. Yeah, my concern with this is, like, I'm going to shoot this out and it's going to do, like, no damage, right? And I guess I may as well use it. It does literally no damage if I don't use it. But it's not ideal. Alright, come on, break them down. Don't let them hit that charge. A couple of them got in there. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, that's that unit of guys that is actually already dead. Okay, so Silostra will replenish these losses pretty quickly, but honestly, this is a lot of damage. We took a lot of damage here. A lot more oh, never mind. They crumbled. The fight is over. Not even going to get to actually fight that bone giant. As soon as she got over to it, it started falling apart. It did put a big boot into the crab, though. I'll give it that. Yeah, honestly, they were more successful against Silostra than anyone has been in a very long time. Also, somehow Setra got 140 kills? How can that possibly be? He only fought that one unit of Sirens. There certainly aren't 140 Sirens in a unit. He must be getting credit for some spell damage or something. I'm assuming. Yeah, if they had gone, instead of archer chariots, if they had gone with... I don't think they have actual heavy chariots. You get access to a one unit of chariots at a very early tier, but they're not actually very good units. This is like no replenishment at all.
Valuable as a living audience.
Okay. Hooray! Charge bonus up. You know what? Actually, charge bonus on her is not meaningless. She does just run screaming into battle. Okay, not quite full replenishment in one turn, but pretty close.
I feel nothing.
Robert now has maxed out melee defense. I guess he takes spread public order with his last 3 points. You know, honestly, that's not bad. We're going to be in a lot of places that are going to have crappy corruption and crappy public order for a while. So that's not terrible, actually. Alright, what do we want to do? Do we want to... How do I use this 10,000 gold? How do I most effectively use this 10,000 gold? I have no idea. One thing at a time here. Alright, so we're being sieged. Which is annoying because it has stopped my replenishment. Oh no, that's right. We were gonna actually take all the points of spread corruption.
This is beneath me.
So Dark Riders, actual dragons, some number of enemy characters, not a lot of ranged here. They have a unit of crossbows on horses and then a couple more crossbows.
Blood and plunder. I'll order it.
I wonder if it's probably not a good idea to have Peggy turn around. He probably has to resolve this himself. He does have 9 units in the garrison of Hotek's column to help. But honestly, this looks like it might be hard. Hold on. Let's assess the rest of the situation here. So we have some idea what they might be doing. Cat Rains definitely needs to get over here.
I refuse.
Malekith is probably not in position to be able to take the Twisted Glade. Yeah, man, Cat Rains is going to be, like, crucial.
Of the fleet.
That army was not actually destroyed, and we can't even get in range to attack it. But I can run up here. Let's stop while we're still in Pahuax here. Take advantage of that raised dead pool, hopefully. Although I guess there's a pretty good set of raised dead pools in the High Sentinel now, maybe? Yeah, there's nothing good in here anyway.
Overland.
Let's go all the way to the edge. We can't quite get in reinforcement range. This is a better pool. Okay. Another unit of Depth Guard polearms, maybe? They are bringing the monsters. These Skaven. And polearm Death Guard are definitely still good enough fighters to quickly cleave apart. Oh, you know what? Normal Depth Guard don't seem to have a ton of armor-piercing damage. While the halberds... Yeah, the halberds are better against armor as well, so they'll be better at fighting storm vermin. That is definitely the call.
All bones on
Cat Rogers is certainly going to need Ghost Fleet and the Hunger. I guess let's prioritize her her army first. So she's gonna grab. How many rifles are in this pool? None. Okay, well she's gonna grab a lot of melee then. I still don't really like Morngulls, and maybe it's just that I used them wrong, but they do not seem very good to me. Let's grab some Morngulls and some guys with pole arms. Those seem pretty good, and then a unit of something. I don't know. A bloated corpse.
That kind of falling.
Let's go after them here. So with their lord being super wounded like this, at the beginning of the battle, or very close to the beginning of the battle, we'll be able to proc the lord recently slain morale debuff, so we might be able to break this up pretty quickly.
Come in.
Man, if Tretch Craventail is going to wait until we just get O'Bones McDonald out of range to respond, and then he's going to backstab us. So we have to be a little bit careful about getting overzealous. It would be really easy to say, okay, we broke up another push by Clan Pestilence. They're going to be distracted in the south soon. Let's just take our two armies and start rolling, right? But you got to remember that we have Traitorous Skaven on the other side as well. 19 is certainly fine. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, all of that entire rise is unpathable terrain. Oh, no, it's not. It's I don't know why I was thinking I could start up there. No, okay, this is pretty good, though. Like, look at this. They're gonna have to come right at us. I should turn my artillery a little bit more. Let's angle a little bit deeper here. There we go. That's pretty good. And then melee right up in the ranged. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of like tech to apply here. I guess let's make sure that there's a single unit of good melee over here as well, just to respond to guys popping up out of the ground. Alright. Good enough for me. What I really want this guy to do is just charge into this unit of Death Globes. Really, that's the fastest route? It's not better to... Okay. Whatever. I guess let's trust the pathfinding here. This has got to be pretty straightforward, though, right? Are those are spears. Okay, well, there are some storm vermin with halberds there. I'm going to try to wait until I can actually hit the storm vermin. Oh, well, that's going to ruin that. No, they didn't actually pop up on him. That's weird. Oh, they're going straight for the guns? That would be much better for me. Okay, let's turn some of our gun line over toward this problem. We're just about to get vision over there, but like... Let's have you guys reform like... Well... No, you just turn and start shooting. You just turn and start shooting. You guys are probably going to have to move a little bit. Then we can run forward on this. I can't believe that they came up in basically the right spot, and then they changed their minds. Or they targeted basically the right spot, and then they changed their minds. So this should be pretty fast. I wonder if the Gallows Giant move over here. And actually, Cat Rogers as well, probably. Also, I keep forgetting to activate this on my artillery. Okay, hopefully this will be pretty fast. I'll try to engage them from this side to leave as much of the firing arc as possible open. Alright, you need to kind of generally walk this way. That's a good target for you. I'm surprised at how many of their units are still perfectly healthy. Not really what I would expect. These guys absolutely fell for our trap. That was nice of them. You know what? I'm overcommitted over here. This isn't... They sent a lot of their units around this side. Let's move more guns. We still need some people to be shooting down here, especially at the Deathglow Bombardiers. But we also need to do some turning. Okay. Suppose this is as good a time as any. Never mind. Just shoot right there. Those guys have no armor. Wow. That seems very terrifying. Okay, can we get... I have left our melee pretty far back here. Get a little bit of focus on this. You guys should probably just shoot over here real fast. We can break the rest of these rats down pretty quickly. Okay, they are already in retreat mode. Kill their lord. Alright, that's gonna hurt their morale a lot. In fact, you can see a lot of them are already giving up. Yeah, losing a lord is it's a temporary morale buff, but it's a serious, or a temporary morale debuff rather, but it's a very serious morale debuff. There we go. There's the fire. We got a lot of guys running over here to chase people who are permanently broken when there's a lot of enemies who are not yet permanently broken. Okay, that's a unit of actual storm vermin. We can get these halberds out of here real quick so that we can focus in on the other guys. Okay, yeah, this is over. Although apparently it's going to take a while for them to realize that it's over. Hey, everybody, over here. And the Gallows Giant seems to be able to just kind of stand in melee. He replenishes very quickly, and he generally seems to be super powerful. We could probably actually pull these deckhands back. Never mind, doesn't matter. I'm a little leery of sticking him in to try to hold down a unit of Storm Vermin with halberds as, like, the most countery unit I can think of. Something that is specifically good against both armored enemies and large enemies, and has, like, fairly elite stats. But I don't know. Maybe he could have held out against him. I was really trying to eliminate all the halberds so that we could just have him stomp in and completely own that unit of sword and shield storm vermin. I will say, I don't think storm vermin... Or I don't think sword and shield storm vermin are great in general, but man, they survive. The Skaven have a serious problem with almost all of their units being very, very fragile. So when you get the sword and shield storm vermin, it's such a breath of fresh air tactically. You can actually have a unit stand and fight for a little while. I mean, they still have leadership problems. Alright, well, it looks like somebody's about to be joining the command structure. She might even survive long enough to provide us with some real benefits here. Yeah, I'm going to prioritize training for him since this army actually does still need XP. They retreated into reinforcement range of my other army. Alright, let's just auto-resolve that. The balance of power bar was far enough over that I was not worried about losing anything. Okay. That's broken up, and O'Bones McDonald hits level 6. Probably get the hunger. Boy, what do I... That's right, Enchanted Ballistics. We go for Enchanted Ballistics first.
Admiral of the fleet.
She did, in fact, hit 5. Alright, what office do we need filled? What's valuable? Fleet Engineer is crew growth. Construction cost down for all buildings. This is terrible. And this is just a buff to their own army, and then 10% extra ammo is, like, completely irrelevant. Alright. Fleet Engineer it is. This is not a good... It's not a big bonus, but it's a bonus. Whereas a lot of the other ones really don't qualify as bonuses anymore. It's, like, not useful.
The seas are my domain.
Alright, well, at least the war in the south has turned around and is going pretty well. And there's a ton of battle site markers over here. So, easy to replenish forces. Alright, Burke and Peggy will deal with in a minute. So really don't actually know what Viola's going to do. She's going to get up here and help us fight Chaos somehow. Yeah, she can, like, wound guys. That's something. So, we gotta figure this out.
Admiral of the fleet.
Slaver's Point does have a garrison building. It doesn't have a wall, but it has units. These guys are still in the water. I can't...
Undead raiders.
If I switch back to normal movement mode, yeah, I can't attack those dudes. Well, I could run for Slaver's Point and put my 34 units up against their 40. With all of their units being incredibly elite, and my units being somewhat less so. Maybe what we do instead is let Slaver's Point fall. We just try to hold over here. Yeah, I'm gonna let Slaver's Point fall. I don't think I can save it. Which means that I'm going to actually have Peggy Rains run over here and provide reinforcements. We're going to take these guys on. Provided they will stand and fight us. They might run. Yeah. Sheer cowardice. And she managed to run far enough that I can't catch her. I mean, I can catch her, but it'll just be my 20 against her 20, and mine is kind of torn up. This is tough, though. Because if we just let her walk away, she's just going to wait until there's an opening. We don't have any other business? Nope. I'm just trying to figure out what else I can do while I think about this.
Undead raiders.
I guess Burke himself is immortal. Both of his heroes are immortal. We could just go for this, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I hate the fact that she managed to run just far enough away that we can't pursue her with Peggy Rains. The other thing we could do is we could switch positions here. We could have Peggy take up residence here and have Burke run this way. And if the enemies come over here, then Burke's in position to fight them. And if not, then we can try something on Hellebron next turn. I actually like that. I'm going to have Burke move this way, but not a full march this way. I'm going to be in position to defend the monoliths easily, but in position also to come back here and not allow Hellebron to run as effectively as she did this time. You go stand in Hotek's column.
Yes.
You know what? Do we have... Yeah, we do have an important upgrade still to make here. That's what we will spend money on. And O'Bones McDonald marched. He can't do upgrades, but we'll save money for letting him do upgrades on next turn, because we are not making a ton of cash outside of winning battles here. This puts Burke Black in a position to try to counter these guys or those guys. Slaver's Point is lost. There's nothing we can do about it. If I'd gotten walls up around it, it might be a different story. The AI is not good at taking walled settlements. Yeah, alright. I think that's settled. I think the Star Tower over here is maybe in grave danger. It's really hard to tell what these guys are going to do. I do know that it's annoying to land around the Star Tower if you don't already control it. So I'm hoping that that will send them up more like to this beach over here where we had to get on land to attack. I suppose we'll see. And next turn is Curse of the Bountiful Treasure. What a curse to have bountiful treasure. I mean, I guess it sort of is, because having bountiful treasure is about half the reason that I've eliminated people in this game. We certainly, all of our early kills were all about getting people's bountiful treasure. I assume Hellebrand's just going to turn around and re-siege the... Oh, interesting. She full marched over to... Oh, I see. Well, let's retreat.
Hoist sails!
Really, he retreated to the other side of her. Huh, that's not... Oh, he retreated, like, around the river. Well, they're not going to be able to follow up on that, probably. That's not at all what I was expecting to happen. Okay, so now they've put themselves in march mode. We're probably going to be able to wreak some vengeance upon them there. Yeah, they put themselves in position to die. Unfortunately, killing them is going to be time expensive. We have all of these chaos armies we have to be dealing with. Man. We really need Tommy Sealegs to be alive so he can get XP. We're going to have to figure out... I mean, I guess at some point Lenny Sealegs is going to respawn down there, and then we are going to kill that agent. We've had a pretty good run of Lenny Sealegs actually permanently murdering people, not just wounding them. Hopefully that will continue. He is, for a map agent, he is pretty elite. He has all of the map skill levels, and he's pretty high level. Your character's levels definitely factor into the assassination equation. I'm not exactly sure how. I don't know what the equation is, but I know that high level characters succeed more often even without any of the skills that give you increased success chance. I just wish he was a little better at defending himself from enemy wounding attempts. And over to the east, presumably a lot of things are happening, but none of them are particularly interesting to us. Is this Bretonnian blue? Does Bretonnia own all of the southern coast here? They do. Wow. Bretonnia might actually defeat Norska. It's really neat. The part of what I like about Mortal Empires is the getting to see the other side of the world. You know, the parts of the world that you're not involved in play out in weird ways. Bretonnia conquering all of Norska is definitely not something I was expecting to happen. I remember having to do quite a bit of Norska myself last time we played Mortal Empires. Alright, let's see what these guys do. They're gonna... Yep, they're gonna 40-man Slaver's Point. No sense in fighting this battle. We would get nothing accomplished. Well... They don't really have any ranged aside from the Hell Cannons. So actually, we should manually fight this just to try to do as much damage to their Hell Cannons as possible. They're going to have a hard time replenishing down here, so any damage we deal is probably fairly permanent. And we should be trying to remove those Hell Cannons. So we can have our bats just rush forward and ignore their armies. The rest of our units do their best to just survive as long as they can. We can shoot at their giants and their trolls and stuff. The Chaos Army, the Chaos Knights and the Chosen and stuff are not really going to be damageable for us. Not with this low a quantity of rifles. But we can do some good damage to these unarmored units, hopefully. So the best thing to do here is to set up across the flattest part of the terrain. Man, I don't actually know what the best thing to do is here. We're not gonna like agonize about this. Melee across the back, ready to run up. We have we have a gun lord. I mean, I guess I just want to, yeah, I just want to be close. We just ride up. Where is... Okay, here we go. I want to try to attack them from not directly in front of them. I want them to at least have to turn away from my army to shoot at me. Then the bloated corpse is just going to run into whatever he can run into. Hopefully not a giant. Trolls would be okay. It would be best if we could get him into a unit of the enemy chosen. I don't know if they'll stand for that. They may not allow me to do that. My suspicion is he won't really do very much damage to the those chariots. Knights might be okay. The trolls have regen. I'd rather not hit the trolls. Yeah, I'll take knights. Let's see if he gets any kills here. Oh, wow, actually extremely does. Cool. You guys are way too turned to the side. That's my bad. I did that. I am responsible for that particular failing. Okay, hey, you know what? They're actually dealing reasonable damage. Reload skill up. Go, go, go. Let's get some murdering done. I guess I'm going to have these guys run forward like that and try to establish a little bit of a flank here. Yeah, those pistol guys are just, they're not going to do any meaningful damage here. Well, if the rifles would actually start firing. There we go. Hey, you know what? We might be able to actually kill both of these Hell Cannon units. Alright, please finish them off. Now, Hell Cannon crew are unbreakable. They will never flee the battle, so we do actually have to kill all of the crew. Those guys... You know, this is not actually going as poorly as I thought it was going to. I thought they were going to, like, just crush us right away, and we might not have time to even kill one of those units. But they are taking their time with this. In a way that doesn't really make any sense. What am I doing? We don't have that many gun units here. We're already all grouped up on the unit selection pane. Hey, get in there. Get in there, pole arms. We're doing way more damage than I thought we would. They're already firing the Hell Cannons from their reinforcement army over here. They seem to be really confused by the bats, actually. It's like they want to fight the deck droppers, but they can't. And they can't figure out that they can't. Yeah, wow, this settlement's going to do a lot of damage to this army before we lose. Actually, really great. Let's see if we can get them to break permanently before we have to bail out of there. I want to make sure that we actually do finish off the crew. Yeah, there's still like one or two little Chaos Dwarves running around down here. Yeah, they're surviving, man. Chaos Dwarves are tough. I played Blood Bowl, I know. Alright, so those guys are permanently broken. We need to reform a little bit here. So let's have you guys form up, make the best line you can make at the moment. We are mostly going to be firing at large things, so we don't really need to have the ranged in front, especially since I'm not worried about the enemy outranging us. Okay, they finished the job. Time to fly. So our plan here is to get behind and then attack the other enemy artillery. We'll see if we actually make it over there. Hell cannons, like, artillery is generally not very good at shooting flying stuff, but hell cannons are magical, and they have homing projectiles. They're way better at shooting flying units than any other artillery type is. Now that we are no longer holding these guys in place, they're actually going to come for us, but we're going to be able to do some damage. Actually, they're not really coming for us. Let's see if we can draw up and get a little bit of damage in here. Okay, yeah, it looks to me like we're not going to get any real shooting done here before these guys crumble. Alright, yeah, that's enough. You have run behind them far enough. Again, this is just about getting them to turn around. Honestly, though, destroying all of the hell cannons from one of these armies is goal enough. That was a good enough reason to engage here. But the fact that we've actually removed 4 units from this army, that is way better than I was expecting this to go. Move up a little bit more. Yeah, we are about to suffer the final charge. You know, honestly, they're getting some good damage on that unit of hell cannons over there. Alright, so trolls have regeneration, but they're also not particularly hardy on a unit-to-unit basis. Chaos Spawn are a little bit scarier, but they have serious leadership issues. So actually, do I want to have the gunline try to focus on the spawn? I think so. Let's see if we can break them down. Yeah! Do it!
Let it begin.
Try to get into position to stop the charge that they're trying to set up here. Yep, those chaos spawn are actually dead. Crazy. Alright, as soon as those guys are down, we focus on the giant. Let's see if we can kill this giant. I'd be very surprised if we pulled this off. Apparently I am underestimating the value of our units. These giants are not very heavily armored, so the pistols are actually doing damage to them, which helps a lot. We're getting flanked pretty hopelessly over here, but I'm just trying to do as much permanent damage as I can. They will be able to replenish units out here. They probably will not be able to recruit. So anything that we can totally kill probably will just stay dead. Alright, what is the next target? It's probably these chaos trolls. You guys need to just, like, block. Keep the ranged alive as long as possible. I don't know what these guys are doing. This is a little bit much for a flank. Yeah, they're letting me kill a bafflingly large number of their units here. It really does seem like they don't understand. Huh. I think we've run into some kind of AI issue. Okay, well they're not super likely to turn back around. Should we shoot it? We should shoot at something else, right? Try to kill the Chaos Knights? I don't really want to get close. Like, part of my concern here is that if we get close to anything, we might wake it up and remind it that it's supposed to be fighting me. Oh, look. Okay, they're circling around. They're coming in. They were just executing the most complete flank in the history of time. Well, do what you can. Honestly, it's pretty good damage. I don't expect them to even replenish very much. Like, even just units that we do a bunch of damage to, this will probably be valuable for us.
Who's next?
Never underestimate the power of gunpowder, I guess. This turned out super, super well. Alright, so next thing they're going to have to march for is the monoliths, right? Hopefully we will have a unit in position to deal with them at the monoliths, but this was great. We really reduced the effectiveness of this army. And like if we can manage to get them down to mostly just being infantry that has to march on us, that's going to make them so much easier for our good armies to deal with, right? We're great at fighting infantry. Yeah, we killed 3 units of cavalry and 2 units of artillery here. Well, mostly killed 3 units of artillery, or cavalry. This was great. This was a really, really good outcome. Also, we did damage the artillery in the second army. I'm not sure how much. Killing the giant and the unit of chaos spawn is a little bit less of a victory. It's kind of whatever. Like, the giants were realistically not huge threats to us anyway. Monsters are a really, really good counter to a lot of types of infantry, and a really, really bad counter to ranged heavy compositions. Alright, decisive defeat. They're going to burn it, and they're going to install a chaos artifact here, which is going to just leak chaos corruption all over the place, which obviously is not great for us, because we really like there to be a huge amount of vampiric corruption all over the place. Okay, some of these guys are going straight for Dark Elf Town. That's awesome. That is pure benefit for us. Those guys want the tower. Not much I can do about that. Karen Carr may also fall, depending on exactly what the enemies do here. Let's see what these guys are up to. Yeah, they're definitely going to try to land at the Fuming Serpent. This might work out to our benefit, provided we can survive the onslaught, because if they take out the Fuming Serpent, then that means that we can lock up this province without having to formally declare war on the Vampire Coast. Yeah, actually, I think in a lot of ways what we're seeing here is really, really good. Obviously, there are going to be problems in the north for a while, but on the whole, I think this is really good. Also, I'm just going to press this real quick. Yeah, not bad. Okay, that's enough money to work with until we figure our finances out. So, I think that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We made some good headway against that Northern Chaos invasion, and it looks like we'll just be able to weather the storm down south, so I am hopeful about progress over the next couple of episodes. Come back next time to see if that hope is direly misplaced, and we'll see you then.